I'm required to do 4 hours or more a day now. We all took that oath and we all understood what that oath meant. Um, and a lot of people have been doing it, and then now it's just like all of a sudden, can nobody be here or be on? All of a sudden. And now it's always IRL stuff. I'm not saying that the IRL isn't true. I'm not saying that it's not there. What I'm saying is everybody never had a problem with it, and now it seems like nobody's absolutely don't care, and they just doing what they want, is what it looks like. So that's why we're trying to figure out what's going on, what we can do to make it better, and try to work together to make these situations that we're running across better. You know, we want to see this base rise and not it's turmoil. We can definitely talk about that after. Um, no, Jay. We'll definitely talk about that after and get stuff worked out. However, being in leadership position, we need our leaders to be leading. Now, if our soldiers don't see our leaderships leading, they're going to do exactly what they do. They don't see them on, they're not going to come on. They don't see them respecting each other, they're not going to respect each other. They see that, they're doing crazy stuff, they're going to do crazy stuff. We all have to lead by example. And right now, our leadership is not doing that in any way. We just want to make sure that this base gets put back in place. It's not just you, ma'am Ari. It's legit everybody. Everybody basically has not been here. There's only maybe a handful of people who actually dedicate their time to NRP this server on this base.
Damn, no one else is here?
NRP, I do apologize. You guys all know I do have 5 children, and they are right under my toes. So give me 1 second. I can hear everything that's going on. However, it might be a late response.
Okay, it's not uploading my photos.
Was Sir Rob added to the chat, ma'am Yella?
Say that one more time. Who?
Sir Rob, he's a recruit. He out with Sir Johnson doing his academy right now.
I haven't seen him before, so I'm not really sure. But he can drop his Discord, and I'll make sure he get added.
Okay.
Be right back, you guys. I gotta switch devices one more time.
Okay, so anybody else in this room besides Ma'am Ari and Ma'am Sophia that cannot make it to 3 of the 5 raids or at least 2 hours or more on the game a day? Yes, Ma'am Ari, I understand your situation, and I understand Ma'am Sophia's every day. And I already told Ma'am Sophia, like, I'm all for her schooling. Like, at least she's doing something, with her life and actually trying to accomplish something. So, I'm all for that. And Ma'am Ari, NRP, I know that your husband works and you can't get to the phone until he gets to work. So I also understand that. Um, I get the IRL issues. That's not what we're worried about. What we're worried about is people really not trying to attend at all during the days, might be on for 5 to 10 minutes and then just clock out. Not here for any raids, but then want to get upset when, a warning or a rep might come out. Like we're just trying to get everybody to communicate. We need communication. Communication is key, and there is absolutely no communication. Our new recruits and new soldiers see leadership not on, not doing anything. So we haven't had our new recruits or soldiers, coming on or doing anything because why should they be here? Their higher ups aren't here. The base is not full. They're running around base all day, trying to maintain Westgate, AP, and Southgate, trying to keep BCs there. And by the time they get back to the gate, those BCs asking for more BCs. Leadership is literally having to get help from other soldiers because our leadership is not, all the way fully on at all times. We definitely need things to change, and I definitely need people to start holding up their positions that they're in, especially as they move up in ranks. That's why I'm just trying to get the communication right now, you know, what's going on, what we can do to fix it, or what's going on, so we can know what's going on and make sure we can accommodate those hours that you guys have and work around those hours and make sure we got soldiers put in place for those hours that you guys are not here. You see what I mean? We can't do nothing like that. Communication, and we just want to
That's
make sure all is like taken care of. NRP, what's YK? Oh, duh. Duh. Because there's a player named YK, and I'm like, wait, what? So I just got confused for a second. My bad. Right now. So is there anybody in this room that can communicate to us about, you know, what's going on, why they haven't been on, and what we can do to make it better so, we can get them to come on. All right, my babies, I love you guys. Um, with everything, with everyone, what um, may I ask what that meant?
Yeah, multiple soldiers here on base wanted to, address their issues. And I'm not talking about like just the higher rankings. I know new recruits as well, which is why I suggested that we have a meeting, but it was kind of disregarded when I brought it up in faction chat.
Oh no, ma'am, it was not disregarded. I told you you can come on the game as I was getting ready for my son's football stuff. It was not disregarded at all, and I did tell you, we could definitely get on. You can definitely get on. We can figure it out. Have I mentioned it a few times on game? That general chat that we have, we're not supposed to use. Admin said if we use it again, we can get in trouble. So since then, a new general chat has not been made, which will be getting made as soon as possible. Um, however, yes, I'm all for meetings, and everybody knows that. I'd love for everybody to be on the page. However, at that moment, you were basically what I got out of it is like, oh, okay, we can't have a meeting. Oh, okay, well, I was just trying to figure out. And I don't know if you're trying to twist my words. However, I did say I needed to NRP take care of my children. I have 5 children. 2 of my children are in high school football, and then I have another kiddo who just started Pop Warner, and his first practice is next week. I am swamped, you guys, and I'm still here, still holding it down. NRP, I got players here that have lost a few people in their life that are still here, still doing their funeral arrangements, still doing what they need to do, and still holding their job positions. I got people here in school, however, still here holding down their job positions. I've had needed to ask for help, extra help. However, I'm asking for extra help from knowledgeable players, not just players that just come on and don't know anything. I'm asking help from players with a lot more experience than I even have. Um, so with that being said, I was not putting down anything that you had. So please do not take my words and twist them, as I was not talking to you like that about not having a meeting right when you were calling it. I did tell you you can get on, as I was finna be here for a little bit, but I did need to get off for the rest of the night due to football.
Right. So can we drop the whole like twisting the words thing because that's not what I did. I said if you weren't available, we could do it another time, but a meeting is definitely needed for sure
Okay,
with
ma'am,
everybody
Carolina Blossom, this
because
is
I'm not
exactly
going
what
to
I'm
speak for
talking
everybody
about.
else.
This is exactly okay.
I'm
I am
trying to speak
recording,
really quickly.
and
I'm just trying to say,
you just said super passive. Oh well, it didn't look like it was gonna happen. That's being passive. Okay, I don't want none of that negativity in the army. I do not want none of that negativity happening. I told you if you have any questions, I don't even mind answering them.
so can
If
I
you
speak,
DM me,
ma'am?
I am very busy and everything. Like everybody knows that, but I'm still here for each and every one of you guys.
Okay,
And
so
those
can
little
I
comments,
speak?
I don't need. I don't need those comments.
Okay, you didn't even let me finish speaking. I'm trying to speak. So my point being was I'm not the only one here on base concerns, questions, concerns, or anything, which is why I suggested a meeting. And if you were busy that day, I said that's fine, we could do it another time. It's really not a big deal, but it is a big deal when it comes to this space when other people have questions too, and I'm not going to speak for everybody. So a meeting, yes, was the right move, so that way everybody can address their, concerns, questions, everything like that.
Yes, and absolutely. I was not putting down a meeting in any way, shape, or form. That's what I'm telling you. But you just told me, well, that didn't look like it was going to happen. Like, you know me. You know I don't even get down like that. So why I don't know why you would even say something like that. I'm here to work with everyone, each and every one of you guys. If you got questions, you guys hit me up in Discord, NRP. Like I told you, man, Blossom. If you have any questions, please get a hold of me on Discord. Basically, until we can get together. Like I explained that to you.
Right. And that's what
Like,
I'm trying to say is that I'm not the only one with questions, so I'm not gonna solely just message you on Discord when there's more than one person here on base. Okay?
right.
So
And
I'm not
as
gonna
soon
reach out
as
to you
you,
and ask certain questions when there's multiple
okay,
people
ma'am,
on here that
Blossom,
are
ma'am,
also
ma'am,
confused with
ma'am.
things.
Okay, this conversation is taking a turn. If you want to talk to me, please talk to me after the meeting, as this seems to be a little bit more like personal, and I'm trying to speak to everybody as a group right now. So may we please have this conversation after the fact? And thank
I
you.
don't know how it's being personal, but by all means, go ahead. I'm just saying we need a meeting with everybody.
Absolutely.
Um, in my personal opinion, as it regards to raids or even what's going on base, I do not think 7 soldiers having to do things during the day would stop that because we have at least 16 pages of soldiers. We have a lot of soldiers that are.
Give me a second. I'm sorry. Give me a second. All right, my bad, you guys.
Sorry.
Hey, sir. Please. Can we have a meeting first so then we can talk?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm done. I just dismissed everybody that's been offline 5 or more days.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Yella, I do appreciate that. Now, again, back to what we were talking about, you guys. Can we please get together communication so we can figure out what's going on, so we can make sure that we properly utilize the soldiers and the times that they can be on?
Um, Ma'am East, I think the best thing to do is schedule a meeting on a day that everyone is online, and in addition with that, send the raid times inside the Discord so everyone can see what they are and
Wait,
try to
wait.
get
One second, Mr.
inside.
Codex. 1 second, Mr. Codex. The raid times are on the faction chat for everyone to see. That's why we keep directing everyone to the forums. It's on there. I put it on there. So it's where people can find it, and it's in all ranges for any times, even if they're overseas, it's on there. And when I do hiring, I send that to everyone personally. So anyone that I know what time the raids are. So that's no excuse.
I wasn't saying it was an excuse. I'm just saying we have a lot of recruits that they probably don't even know when the raids are. Most of them don't even know what they're supposed to be doing on base. I've seen a few recruits doing things that if they were hired properly, they shouldn't even be doing those in the first place because they said they don't know. Even in addition with that, if we don't try to like, I don't know, get a bit more pending or try to make it a bit more pressuring for them to do certain things, they're not going to do it. And I'm not saying that you guys aren't doing your job, but I don't think the pressure should be on 5 or 6 soldiers to do everything and be held accountable
Wait,
for
Sir
some stuff
Kodak,
that we have
those
to
five or
implement.
six soldiers are. Let me keep that all the way 100 with you. The 5, 6 soldiers that everybody has been going to is myself, Ma'am Diamond, Sir Johnson, Sir Alexander, and Ma'am Unknown since she's been here. Okay, we have been holding down this base why everybody just decides to get on when they want to get on, which is why I'm trying to find out communication from everybody to see what is going on. Now, with Ma'am Ari and Ma'am Sophia, they did tell me prior to this meeting what expectancies that they have because they're IRL. However, no one else is relaying why they won't be here when they used to be here all the time. You see what I'm saying? Like yeah, those 5 individuals that you're talking about, 4 of them are standing right here who have been here day in and day out holding down this base.
I wasn't disputing that. I'm just saying that the pressure shouldn't be on 5 or 6 soldiers. And at the end of the day, we have 16 pages of soldiers inside the chat. Half of them aren't really serious about what is going on the base. For me, for example, I work from 8 to 5 p.m. I cannot make it for majority of the raids. I log on in nights. I do at least 6 hours in nights since I cannot do the raids. I try to help and train new recruits when I can, however I can, and try to tell them tips and tricks as it relates to the base. I try to do stuff like that. Now, I know I can't make it for the raids. I don't hide that fact. I make it for the last raid of the day and I try to be online. This one, I was here for this one, but as you know, I was on vacation. And for most of the recruits that are there, because most of our chat is made of recruits, some of them have not been online in days, which literally tells you that they just joined and left the same day that they were recruited.
That's true. But anybody that has just done that, they've been removed.
But they not the only ones. If we speaking on those soldiers, also we gonna speak on the higher ups too. Cause I've went through that list all day today, and I got two recordings of all generals that has been active all day when it came to a raid, or been on it either or if it wasn't a raid. So we can't just sit up there and say the soldiers and can't be put on all soldiers because we got soldiers that be on the base that don't help with training, that don't answer questions, that don't do none of that.
Completely understandable, but I've seen situations where there's nothing that can be done or controlled as it relates to that, because even me, my phone was broken before and I was off for 1 month, and everyone knew that. I would have communicated that, but then even when I came back, I was still told that I was inactive. And in addition to that, we've seen other generals, for example, even Ma'am Yellow would have been off for 5 days before, and she had stuff to do. Everyone has stuff to do. You just have to reach out to them personally and find out what's going on.
I was on vacation.
And also, I've asked so many times on so many different occasions, respectfully, it's not our job to reach out to you guys. It's your guys' job to reach out to us and communicate. If there's something that's going on, it's your job to communicate. If you can't be here, it's your job to communicate. Just like with me, it's my job to communicate with admins if I'm not going to be able to attend something. It's our individual jobs to communicate with our higher ups.
To answer, is that a vacation line? You don't need a vacation line when you on vacation. If you off those whole 7 days that you on vacation, you do not have to come clock in or none of that. That's your vacation. That means you took personal time off. While on the game, you have to respond to every radio check or anything referring to when it comes time.
I think you misunderstood my question. When I said is there a vacation line, I meant like says I remember I asked to go on vacation a few times and I was told there was a line and that I couldn't when the times I needed, so I just didn't go on vacation.
So
Did you put it in the vacation slips? I did not see your vacation slip inside the vacation slips. And this is my first time hearing that you wanted a vacation. Otherwise, I would have told you to go put it on Discord, ma'am Sophia.
I deleted it because it wasn't acknowledged within a few hours, so I just deleted it and I just went about it my own way.
So,
Okay.
Sophia, to correct that, okay, because we do be a lot busy. I know I be busy IRL and I can't check Discord all day. But if you want a vacation and you see that no one has responded, checked it within like an hour, at us so we can directly see it.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ma'am Ari and I did say you and Ma'am Sophia have communicated. And as Sir Codex was talking, I do apologize, Sir Codex, because you have relayed that to me before. Um, with all the stress that you know, all no, I'm not gonna say stress. With every move on this base in this last week, 2 weeks, you know, it's been a lot. It's been a whole lot. So yes, things may slip my mind. So for that, Sir Kodax, I do apologize. You are one of the ones who have communicated to me that as well. However, thinking back, no one else has communicated anything with me. And that's just real. I'm not looking for an argument. I'm not looking for confrontation. I'm not looking for none of that. However, y'all move up, y'all get your suits, y'all know what to do. You know what your job titles are. You know what you're supposed to do. You know how you're supposed to do it. And then you guys are just blaming the next person for your actions. I didn't put a gun to your guys' head and tell you, oh, look, you know, um, not to be here or not to do this or not to do that. I didn't do none of that. It's your guys' decision ultimately. And every time you guys talk to me about it, I've always been understanding and always worked through it. And you guys can't tell me otherwise because I know myself and I know how I get down. So I will not sit here and be told that, it's my fault for certain things that, oh, I'm not doing this or, oh, I'm not doing that. You guys, look, I'm doing it all day, every day. I'm here relaying messages all day, every day. However, when I got higher ups inactive for 10, 15 hours and then clock in for 10 minutes and then leave for another 10, 15 hours, that's not my fault. Truthfully, that is not my fault. We have meetings every Monday and I was going to address it in my Monday meeting. Everybody is well equipped with the Monday general meetings. That's just it. That's just all. Like, if you're here, you're active, you'll know what's going on. I'm sorry. However, if you clock in 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, and ma'am Carolina, I was finna reach out to you yesterday. However, right after raid, you jumped off. I couldn't even get a hold of you or reach out to you. As you left the game right after raid. So please, I will not take being targeted and put the blame on myself as I know I'm doing my job and I know I'm
Okay,
doing my job duties.
1 second. Everybody, I need a show of hands right now. Taxi emote. Who wants an emergency meeting right now?
I thought this is what that was. Like everybody here.
Taxi emote. Because
We
I'm going to put
need
it on
more people
Discord.
for sure, like
I'm going to put it
everyone.
on Discord if everybody want a meeting right now.
It's
Taxi
so
emote.
last minute though.
All right, copy. Give me a second. I'm going to post it on Discord.
Because we can be addressing urgent things like this without having at least like a majority of the soldiers online. Because if we are losing raids like this and we don't have enough people online to guard the base, then it doesn't make any sense.
Exactly, especially because I know some people weren't here, since the beginning, but everyone here on base that's been here for a long time, like we were on our grind day in, day out, pushing work, pushing training, pushing everything. But everyone is losing morale here in the space. Everyone. So yes, it's declining within the higher ups and everything, but it's not just the higher ups, it's all soldiers and everyone here on the base. The morale, nobody has it anymore for this space because it's slowly, slowly dying more and more each day.
And
Now,
exactly, I
the
know
days that I
exactly
was on,
why, and I
I
know
had a lot
exactly
of,
what's being
soldiers
said
come
by
up to
people.
me and they were asking me questions that I didn't even have answers to, which is why, I suggested it in the faction chat. And I know you said I could reach out to you, but there was no sense in me reaching out to you personally when I know there's a lot of soldiers on here that have questions and it's not just myself, nor am I, gonna be the one that they speak through to get that message out there when everybody can, speak for themselves and say what their issue is, say what their problems are, stuff like that. Because this base once was, a great base and everyone was doing what they should have been doing. Ma'am Error, I know you're new here, but this base used to be so, to the T up top. Like we were great. And I don't know where we went left, and that's where we're all trying to figure out.
Exactly, Miss Carol. That's why I'm trying to figure out too, like where the morale went. I mean, like, let's put it all on the table. What's going on so we can get this over with, put it behind us, and we can all be a big happy family again. That's what I'm looking for.
So, Sir
Right,
Kodak,
me too.
y'all all know where it went left at.
Oh, wait, that's completely understandable. So I can give you the rundown of everything that happened. So basically, before, I don't know if anyone remembers Sir Reed that was on base. He was one of our first gens. And then we had a few other gens that would have followed. We would have lost the DFG and President Bush because he was, removed due to corruption. He would have violated a few of the army rules and was removed. We would have added a new DFG. That DFG would have removed at least 80% of the base. When he removed 80% of the base, most of the soldiers felt discouraged and did not want to come back. Me and a few of my friends, which would have been, yeah, Sir Ryder, yep. Me, Cinna, Jarrell, Jerry, um, Miss East was there as well, and Lucid was there. Lucid was not a DFG at that point because, he would have put Miss Peaches on vacation at the time. He would have done a lot of stuff. A lot of people were online. We were running around with pistols and tasers, and we would not have been losing raids at that point. It was just six of us or eight of us online for raids. So I know this that's happening right now. Personally, I don't think we should be losing raids, but anyway, when that was happening, no, Doc was removed because of corruption as well, because he tried to crash the server quite a few times. I won't even get into that, right?
Doc Hollister.
And no, he literally tried to crash the server. He spawned in BCs and hard glitched at least 70 BCs at Southgate.
When
Oh,
the
I
And if
remember
fuck
that
did he do
incident
that?
actually.
and and he would have killed three soldiers that tried to stop him, including Luke. A lot of stuff happened on this base that most people wouldn't know about except myself, Cinna, Jarrell, Lucid, and Jerry, because we were the only persons online at that time in the nights trying to defend the base, and we were doing that with pistols and tasers. In continuation, what happened when Peaches was also our FG at that time, great leader, I just feel like a lot of decisions were rushed and weren't thought through. Most soldiers would have left because they felt like they were unheard and felt like most persons got positions they shouldn't have gotten, especially as it relates to the general suits. Myself, I was one because I was told that I have to give her a reason to get that, but differently from that, a lot of stuff happened, and to go over all of that, it would take half an hour to talk about it. But this base went left with a lot of stuff.
Right. And Lucid and I were left, and Ma'am Peaches were left to pick up the pieces and get this all on track. I know exactly why the base went left. There was, um, you know, there there was decisions that I made that people did not agree with, and when they did not agree with the decisions that I made, not knowing the backstory, they decided to do what they wanted to for he say she said. Again, that's not my fault. You guys never know what's happening behind closed doors. And again, it's okay. I'm not worried about it. I'm really, really not. I've always been the same person through and throughout. I've always been here for you guys. I've always been here for a listening ear. So, regardless of the situation or how it played out or whatever may have transpired, there's two sides to every story. Let's just let that be known as well. However, I don't make excuses for nothing. you know I am here every day. I am here every day working with every single soldier that wants to be worked with. I'm here every day putting in time with y'all, making sure that y'all good. If there's anything that y'all need, like every day. So can nobody tell me differently about the decisions that I'm making, because I know that I'm here. I know I'm helping y'all, and if you guys need extra help, let me know. I'm there. Period. I'm always there. If y'all need something, let me know. Even if NRP, if it's off game and you guys need a couple dollars, let me know. It goes beyond that. I'm here for every single last one of you guys, regardless of what you guys think over some he says she says stuff. I am here and I'm not gonna change. I'm not gonna be that person to change and be bitter and any of that, because that's not me. Genuinely, to the T, that's not me. So, I just want you guys to know that all I'm saying is communication is key. That's what we want from you guys: communication and act. We definitely seeing five people for raids until the last raid. Then we might get 10 people on the all day, every day for the last 2 weeks. It's been 3 people literally walking around base, plus a couple higher ups that are on. We just want to see that change. We want to see the morale. We want to see y'all come here, laugh, play, and everything. That's it. That's all. We want you guys to have a good time. We don't want you guys to
Okay,
come here and there be toxic or
Miss Oakland, Miss
drama or
Oakland,
anything. We don't want
Miss
that for you
Oakland,
guys.
Miss Oakland. Can we move this meeting to HQ? People are starting to come online, and we need to just make this a formal meeting
All
in
right,
HQ.
bet.
He barely listens. That's so confusing.
Dang it.
Ma'am unknown, you might want to come on this side. Right side is for wait, hold on. What side am I looking at? Okay, yeah. Left side is for soft hats and left side is for hard hats.
Ma'am.
You said what?
I know how it goes, ma'am.
She's saying that because you're on the wrong side of the room, ma'am.
Yes, I know that.
You're actually supposed to be in front of me since you're my bodyguard. And I think ma'am
Okay,
Sophia is Ari's bodyguard. She's supposed to be up there too.
I am, but I figured to be respectful, I was gonna stay back here. Along with the other hard hats.
Okay, see, like that. When we come in here for into HQ for our meetings, we are supposed to the the um the bodyguards are supposed to stand in front of their person that they're bodyguarding for.
Yeah, I'm a little broke. Yeah, I'm a little broke, ma'am.
Well, my bodyguard refuses to accept payment.
dang, Ari, you a bad boss. Um, I think you had it up for like 30 minutes and you took it down. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna put it on Discord one more time to see who else comes. Can somebody put it in the faction chat to make sure everybody online is here?
Oh
You
yeah,
could
I just put mandatory meeting as soon as Reed came in here. I'll do it again.
you guys can also do a base check as well, one of the gyms.
Bro, these fat people above me is what's gonna make me crash the fuck out. NRP.
Or move off to the side. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, NRP.
All I hear,
I'm standing right here.
all all I hear is fat-footed people, heavy breathing, bro. I hear heavy breathing. Like, how the fuck am I gonna, bro? What? Like, it's so stupid. I hate it here. Oh, they're wrestling. They're wrestling above me. I think I'm gonna join them so that way I can, like, get a little knee in or like part of my elbow, bro. Like, knock some sense into them. Cause why the fuck are they being loud at what? What time is it? 11 in the fucking morning. Wait, 12 in the morning.
All right, can we watch the profanity, please? That's what we're talking about. We need professionalism. We need to make sure we're acting accordingly. I mean, yeah, NRP, the way I talk, I cuss all the time. However, I made an oath to this suit, so I make sure I'm respectful. You see what I'm saying? I don't mind how y'all talk, but like at the gates with amongst each other. However, we're in a group. We got people here. We got younger people here. That just got put in and everything. I don't want them to think that that's okay to talk like that.
Oh, no. That was just all NRP talk. That was just like outside of this entire thing. I just wanted y'all to know I'm like so upset with my rooming situation.
Not big facts. But NRP, you keep going to school, you're gonna be making that money, and you gonna be having people try to move in with you. You're not even gonna need another roommate.
Well, as it seems, this is it.
I feel like we should have like NRP. Hold on.
It's more online, but they're not here.